Good morning, boys and girls. Today we are going to learn Unit 5, Good Manners Integrated Skills. After this lesson, you are supposed to learn some meanings of and functions of the public signs, finish a report on public signs, and learn how to warn others not to do something. Now, first, let's revise what we've learned. Do you still remember the 6 pictures? Can you tell me who's doing right and who's doing wrong? Why? I'll give you 10 seconds to think about it. Now, let's do it one by one. Look in the first picture. He is doing right. He can obey traffic rules. In the second picture, she is doing wrong. She shouldn't pick flowers in the park. In the third picture, they are doing right. They can keep quiet in the library. In the fourth picture, he is doing wrong. He shouldn't drop litter everywhere. In the fifth picture, they are doing right. They can queue for their turn. In the sixth picture, he is doing wrong. He shouldn't leave the tap running. To make a summary, having good manners means we should understand what we should do and what we shouldn't do. In other words, having good manners means doing the right things. Now look at this picture. Obviously, it's bad manners to litter carelessly. How can we deal with this problem? If we put this sign here and there, things may change a lot, because it warns people not to litter carelessly. This sign is a kind of public signs. And what are public signs? Let's have a look. They are all public signs. They are in different colors. You can see them everywhere in your daily life. Now, Amy is talking with her cousin Shirley about signs used in public places. Listen to the first part of their conversation and help Shirley complete her notes in part A1. You may go through the content first. Now, listen carefully.
When you go out, you should pay attention to different public signs. What are public signs? Public signs are signs used in public places. They're often bright in colors and have pictures on them. What are they used for? They help explain things and give us useful information. They help us find our way, tell us about the places around us, and keep us safe from danger. Some signs also warn us not to do something.
Have you finished? Let's check the answers. Number 1, bright. Number 2, pictures. Number 3, way. Number 4, places. Number 5, safe. Number 6, not to do. Have you got it? Then let's organize the information and talk about the public signs in sentences. Here we go. Public signs. Public signs are signs used in public places. They are often bright in colors and have pictures on them. They help explain things and give us useful information. For example, they help us find our way, tell us about the places around us, and keep us safe from danger. Some signs also warn us not to do something. Actually, this is a brief introduction of public signs. Now, pay attention to the last sentence. Some signs also warn us not to do something. What are these signs? I'd like to show you this sign first. Actually, it is a sign with a red line across it. It warns people not to do something. And there are many signs like this. These signs warn us not to do something. Look at this sign. There is a cigarette with a red line across it. It means no smoking. When you see it, we mustn't smoke here. It warns people not to do something. In this picture, there is a camera with a red line across it. It means no photos. When we see it, we mustn't take photos here. It warns people not to take photos here. In this picture, there is a letter P with a red line across it. It means no parking. When we see it, we mustn't park our cars here. It warns people not to park their cars here. In this picture, there is a person who drops litter on the ground with a red line across it. It means no littering. When we see it, we mustn't drop litter here. It warns people not to drop litter here. Now listen to the second part of the conversation. Help Shirley write the missing information in the table below on page 72. Pay attention to it. Where are these signs usually seen? Now listen carefully.
Can you give me some examples, Amy? A sign with a red line across it usually warns us not to do something. Look at this one. There's a cigarette with a red line across it. It means no smoking. You can find it in places like hospitals. And in that one, there's a camera with a red line across it. It means no photos. We often see that sign in places like museums. I see. What about this one, Amy? There is a letter P with a red line across it. It means no parking. We can see it in the street. In this sign, a person is throwing litter on the ground. There's a red line across it too. It must mean no littering. Yes, you're right. It warns people not to throw rubbish around. We can see it in public places like parks.
Have you finished? Now let's check the answers. The first sign means no smoking. We can see it in places like hospitals. The second sign means no photos. We can see it in places like museums. The third sign means no parking. We can see it in places in the street. The fourth sign means no littering. We can see it in public places like parks. Now, let's go on. Shirley is writing a report on public sign. Let's help her complete her report on page 73. Fill in the blanks with the information in parts A1 and A2. I will give you 2 minutes to finish it. Let's go. Okay, time is up. Boys and girls, let's check the answers. Public signs. We can see different public signs in places like hospitals, museums, streets, and parks. They are often bright in colors and have pictures on them. Public signs help explain things. Most of them give us useful information. They help us find our way, tell us about the places around us, keep us safe from danger, and warn us not to do something. Here are some examples. No littering, no photos, no smoking, no parking. Have you got it? In this part, we've learned a lot about public signs. When you see them, remember to follow the public signs and obey the rules. Now look at the screen. Who is this man? Can you guess who the famous painter was according to his paintings? Yes, he is Picasso. Read after me. Picasso. Picasso. Picasso was one of the greatest artists in history. He was famous for painting from imagination and memory. So his paintings are amazing and special. Now, Mr. Zhao, Amy's father, is talking softly with Amy and Shirley in the museum. Now, what are they talking about? Listen and try to answer. Where did the conversation happen? What does Amy want to do? Can she do it? What else does Amy tell Shirley? Now, listen carefully.
Look at this famous painting by Picasso.
Wow, it's excellent. Let me take a photo of it.
Please don't take photos, Amy.
Why not?
Look at the sign. It says, no photos. We shouldn't take photos here.
Sorry, I didn't notice that sign just now. Come and see, Amy! I've seen this painting before! Okay, I'm coming. But we shouldn't shout in the museum, Shirley.
Finished? Now let's check the answers. Where did the conversation happen? In an art museum. What does Amy want to do? She wants to take a photo of a famous painting. Can she do it? No, she can't. What else does Amy tell Shirley? They shouldn't shout in the museum. Are you all right? Then, open your book and hold your book. Try to read after the tape. While reading, let's think about the question. In the museum, what should we do and what shouldn't we do? Now, read after the tape. Let's go.
Look at this famous painting by Picasso.
Wow, it's excellent. Let me take a photo of it.
Please don't take photos, Amy.
Why not?
Look at the sign. It says, no photos. We shouldn't take photos here.
Sorry, I didn't notice that sign just now. Come and see, Amy! I've seen this painting before! Okay, I'm coming. But we shouldn't shout in the museum, Shirley.
Okay, boys and girls, have you got your answers? I'd like to share mine with you. First, from the conversation, we know that we shouldn't shout in the museum. In other words, we should talk softly. And we shouldn't take photos because there is a sign, no photos. It warns us not to take photos here. What's more, we should obey some other rules in the museum. When we see some people break the rules, we should tell them not to do so. In all, different places have different rules. We should follow the public signs and obey the rules there. Boys and girls, apart from the museum, what about other places? Like restaurant, cinema, library, waterside, and so on. Try to think about what we should do and what we shouldn't do in other public signs. I will give you 1 minute to think about it. Okay, time is up. Have you got something? Now, suppose that you meet a situation. Your friend wants to swim in the water, but there is a sign, no swimming here. How can you warn him not to do it? Try to make a conversation. You can use the sample conversation as a model. I will give you 1 minute to prepare. Okay, have you know how to give a warning? That's great. And don't forget to practice more in some other situations after class. Then, let's learn some language points. First, help explain things and give us useful information. Here, explain is a verb. The phrase, explain something to somebody, means 向某人解释某事。For example, 律师向我们解释了新规则。We can say, the lawyer explained the new rules to us. But attention please. There is only the phrase, explain something to somebody. There is no phrase, explain somebody something. There is also a sentence pattern. Explain to somebody plus that, how, why, or what plus clause. For example, the sentence, 我来解释一下我的意思. We can say, let me explain what I mean. Second, keep us safe from danger. Here, the phrase keep somebody from something means 保护以免受. For example, 世界上的妈妈会想尽一切办法使自己的孩子免受伤害. We can say, mothers in the world will do anything to keep their children from harm. There are some other phrases. For example, keep oneself from something means 保护自己免受. Keep somebody from doing something means 阻止某人做某事. It equals to stop somebody from doing something, prevent somebody from doing something. The phrase keep somebody doing means 使某人一直做某事。The four phrases have similar structures. Pay attention to use them in different sentences. Tell the differences. Third, warn us not to do something. Here, warn is a verb. The phrase warn somebody to do something means 警告某人要做某事。Warn somebody not to do something means 警告某人不做某事。For example, 这个标志警告我们不要在这条河里游泳。We can say, this sign warns us not to swim in this river. Here is another phrase. Warn somebody about something. Warn somebody of something. Warn somebody against something. It means 警告某人注意某事。For example, the sentence 我已经警告过你注意小偷 we can say I have warned you of the thief. Fourth, no parking, no littering. First, the pattern no doing or no plus now means 不允许、禁止。You mustn't do something. For example, the sentence 熄灯后禁止说话 we can say no talking after lights out. Another sentence 人行道上不许停车 we can say no parking on the pavement. Then, the word park here is a noun. The phrase 停车位 we can say a parking space or a parking place. The word park can also be used as verb. For example, the sentence 不要把车停这儿 we can say don't park your car here. Next, the word litter. Here is a verb. Pay attention to its Chinese meaning. 乱丢杂物。For example, the sentence 勿乱丢杂物 we can say don't litter or no littering. The word litter can also be used as uncountable noun. For example, the phrase 随意丢垃圾 we can say drop litter carelessly. Okay, that's all for the language points. Now, here are some exercises for you. I will give you 1 minute to finish it. Finished? Let's check the answers. First, 你可以把事情向他解释一下。You can explain it to him. Explain something to somebody. Second, 公共标志可以让我们远离危险。Public signs can keep us away from danger. Public signs keep somebody away from something. Third, 我们必须警告人们勿在此钓鱼。We must warn people not to fish here. Warn somebody not to do something. Fourth, 我们不应该随地乱扔纸屑。We should not litter the ground with paper. Should not do. Litter. Are you all right? Congratulations. Boys and girls, today we've learned about public signs and how to give warnings. At the end of the class, I'd like to share some words with you. The famous author Goethe said, "The manner of a human being is a mirror which reflects the people's portrait." Of course, people always remark you according to your talking and behavior, because manner is a gold key to make people live together well, and they will be safe, ordered, happy, and harmonious due to the key. So, always remember to do the right things, obey the public rules, and live a happy life. And this is your homework. First, remember the new words and phrases. Second, finish some exercises in the workbook. Third, recite the passage about public signs. Fourth, preview the next lesson. So much for today's lesson. Thank you for listening. Bye.